talk about the song Manna today that's on the album. And so when my daughter was about turning one, I was hatching quail for some reason. And then I ended up buying a bunch more. And I was like, Lord, what are you trying to show me with this? Like, what about quail? Like, is quail in the Bible? Blah, blah, blah. So I go down this whole study, and sure enough, as most of us know, quail is in the Bible. And so you'll find it in Exodus and a little bit of Numbers and a little bit of Psalm. And so I do this study, and I'm like realizing the season that I was in too was just finding gratitude for everything. And to be a good steward, I talk about this a lot, to be a good steward of the now. And if you're in a waiting season, or if you're, desiring for other things and knowing that his promises are true, but what are you doing with right now, right? If you're not in the promise yet, or the promised land. And so, in this story in Exodus, you see how the people are like, Lord, we need meat, we're hungry, we need meat. And of course, these are metaphorical things too, but also literal. And so he gives them quail and comes over, and there's dew, so that's in the song. And they come over the hill or whatever. And so then they have just enough quail. He gave them just enough, exactly what they needed. And then what were they doing? Grumbling. You see that in the song too. And so they're grumbling. They're like, it's not enough. We need more. We're still hungry, And so they were being ungrateful and not content, right? Two key things. And so then what does the Lord do? He provides. He gives them more. But along with it this time, he brings judgment and a plague. And so it's this idea of like, there are consequences to not only to our actions, but how we act in certain seasons, right? Or all the time. And it's like this ungratefulness where it's just pretty wild. So you can go on and study that, but I thought it was pretty special, and just to be so remembrant of where we need to have our focus in the hard times. And, it also shows how they were just longing for Egypt, right? The place that they were slave to and tortured. And we often do that too, because it's this comfortable space that we're used to. But he's trying to pull us out of that. And he's saying, trust me, trust me in the wilderness. I'm going to provide. And you can't hold on to more and try to store it all up, because I need you to see that I'm going to provide every single day. And you can't be the one that's going to control that. It's got to be him. And that's how we see his miracle working, providing power. So anyways, if you look through that song, you can literally see that whole biblical aspect. And it was true to what I was going through, literally too, with real quail. And then metaphorically too in my life and the season I was at, and just believing for things and hoping for things, but to be content and grateful for exactly where I was at, because he's going to check your heart. He's going to test your faith and your heart posture while you're going through hard times. So, I love you. Be blessed by it. It's such